A Spirit Airlines flight from Fort Lauderdale hit by gunfire as it was about to land in Port-au-Prince. Spirit says one flight attendant on board was hurt and plane diverted to the Dominican Republic after it was hit. You're looking at the bullet holes right here. The U.S. Embassy saying this is part of gang-led efforts to block travel in and out of Haiti's capital city. The whole thing temporarily shutting down Port-au-Prince's airport with Spirit, JetBlue, American Airlines all suspending flights to Haiti. And we're also seeing some unrest across the country as the new prime minister is sworn in, promising to restore security. Want to go right to NBC's Marissa Parra, who's standing by for us at Fort Lauderdale Airport. What more do we know about this incident? How frightening, right, if you're on that plane? And as the State Department is telling us, right, gangs in Haiti, they're targeting planes, hence why the airport has now been shut down.
Absolutely, Yasmin. Obviously, there is a lot that we're still waiting to learn, perhaps from the passengers themselves. But here's what we are hearing from both the State Department as well as the airlines, particularly Spirit Airlines. So I want to get to what we're hearing from the State Department first, because it provides a little bit of context that, of course, you and I will expand upon a little bit later. And you're seeing some images, by the way, some very early images of the damage on that plane. So the U.S. Embassy, rather, says in Port-au-Prince that they are aware of, quote, gang-led efforts to block travel to and from Port-au-Prince, which may include armed violence and disruptions to roads, ports, and airports. And so we heard a little bit more detail from Spirit Airlines as to what we think may have happened. We also heard from the PIO from the Dominican Republic airport. So in total, what we understand is that it was around 12:30 local time that this damage happened. And so what you're seeing is that the airline statement, Spirit Airlines statement saying, quote, following the flight's arrival at STI, an inspection revealed evidence of damage to the aircraft consistent with gunfire. The safety of our guests and team members is our top priority, and we have suspended our service at Port-au-Prince and Cap Haitian pending further evaluation. So a lot of questions, but as you can see from those two statements, Yasmin, the U.S. Embassy does believe it is related potentially to the gang-led efforts to block travel to and from Port-au-Prince. And then Spirit and the Dominican Airlines airport PIO saying essentially that the roughly 50 members on board between crew and passengers were then sent and landed at the Dominican Republic country next door. And then that Spirit said that they would be sending those passengers who wish to flee from the country to here in Fort Lauderdale. But we're still waiting to get a sense of what the timing would look like, Yasmin.
There has been ongoing instability for quite some time in Haiti, and now in light of, obviously, the new prime minister being sworn in there. Walk us through kind of how this fits into that picture.
Right. Well, we have been reporting on the instability in Haiti for quite some time now, and we talked about the assassination of the prime minister at the time in 2021. And since then, there has been a fight and a battle for control of the country. We know Ariel Henry had assumed power at the time, but he resigned earlier this year. And we covered that, the aftermath of that, demonstrations, protests, gang violence that has essentially taken over. We talked about at one point how the airports were shut down. And obviously right now, it doesn't seem to have gotten much better, Yasmin. A really sad situation for the people who live there. I know that I have spoken, and even on this platform here, I've spoken to the people and talked to you guys about how the people are feeling there, the Haitians, which is just a lot of instability, a lot of fear, wondering who is going to lead their country. And now we have this interim prime minister who was just fired yesterday, a new interim prime minister sworn in today, but all of these protests not giving anyone there any extra feeling of stability, of course, which is what they're all asking for and hoping for. So something we'll be keeping a close eye on, Yasmin.
Marissa Parra for us. Thank you, Marissa. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.